Child, I am so sorry, baby. This phone froze up, and that was it. Baby, when it comes to Tamar, chaos is not too far away. When it comes to Tamar, chaos is not too far away. Hey, Mr. Michaels, Mr. Stevens. I trust your Saturday is going well. Miss Jones, greetings, y'all. I'm so sorry for being late. My phone, my phone, it froze. I had to turn that thing on and off a few times. Y'all, please don't forget to hit the like as you come into the chat. Please hit the like. Come on now. You know she's a struggling YouTuber. We're trying to do our thing. Mine was good, baby. Mine was good. Yeah, that salon was popping, baby. We made some Q money. We made some Q money today. And all that goes to what we can do to make this a little bit better. I'm looking into a streaming service. It's called StreamYard. Baby, it's $49 a month. I was like, oh shit, I can't get people to say anything in the chat. I don't know if I want to spend that much money, because if I drop the link so you all can participate, I don't know if y'all are gonna do it. I was singing Fantasia, and I'm not a fan. I mean, let's just say I'm a Jennifer Hudson fan myself, and Fantasia can do what she do, but see, I don't want to say this because I don't want to sound shady. I absolutely love Shaka Khan. Not because she's just a Chicago girl like Jennifer Hudson, but because I feel that she is, she comes off, Shaka can blow. And when it comes to Fantasia, I don't think Fantasia can scream. Like, she always sounds like she's yelling. And that don't do it for me. Shaka can get up there with power and clarity, where, like, for me, Fantasia can, she can get up there, but it's always hard. It's too hard for me. T Jones, what are your T Jones? In the chat, what are your thoughts about Tamar? Let me know what you're feeling about all this. I generally do not do this type of thing. I do not like to delve into this type of thing, but there was a lot of things that just brought me to, like, I just had to do it. Remember when Fantasia said women should cleave to, baby please. Yeah. I really do not want marital advice from somebody who can't keep a good marriage or can't pick a good partner. Yeah, we don't, yeah. You should have really left that to yourself, Fantasia. Okay, yeah, not a fan. And you know what? You want to know what is so? You want to know what is? You want to know what the sad thing is? Is that this girl can sing. Now, does she have the best voice? No, I'm not saying that. But Tammy, and there's so many. Jaguar White, she can sing. But we don't know them for their vocal prowess as we know them for always being in a bunch of shit. And I just I don't understand that. Y'all, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel, please. I'm gonna get into it in a second. Just want some more people to come up through here. But yeah, and it's so wild because the one that can really do it, Miss Tony Braxton, yeah, Tony would never, Tony would never be in any of this. It's not that I dislike her. Let me put it to you this way. I could take I could take Keisha Cole, or I could just leave her. You know what I'm saying? If that means anything. She don't move me. Yeah, and wait a minute, beautiful girl, and she's talented. I'm not going to take that away. But Keisha Cole don't move me. She don't move me. Mm-mm. How was that concert, Michael? Oh, Michael said ghetto. Oh, have mercy. Well, you want to know something? I bartended Chris last Thursday here in Chicago. I bartended the VIP party for Chris Brown. Baby, that was quite something. That was quite something. All right, y'all. As I'm doing this, I wanted to pull some cards, and again, I apologize. My phone was frozen, so that's why I'm late. But regardless, let's get into this. So last Sunday, Tamar, she went on her social media, on her platforms, and she had let everybody know that she she had something really bad happen to her. And where no matter where I went to on the YouTube sector, that's all we spoke about. That's what everybody was talking about, was Tamar, 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 Tamar. And the thing that got to me was there was a lot of specifics. There were a lot of specifics in her statement that it wouldn't leave me. So give me a second, y'all. Let me see if I can pull up that statement. Again, before I go into this, let me be clear that this statement was personal, and y'all can see it either as drama or a divine lesson, because there is a lot to unpack. So I'm going to try to break down her statement with a more spiritual perspective. Let me see if I could throw a little tarot in here. There was so much to unpack. Her artistry as a singer, spiritual wisdom I needed to throw up in here, and hopefully by the end, hopefully y'all see why this was more than just like some stunt that Tamar was pulling. So okay, I got the statement right here. Here's what Tamar said last Sunday. She said, "I struggle to write this, but everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died Sunday. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury. Over the days, my condition worsened. I have a fractured nose, lost some teeth, and have difficulty with mobility. I didn't even know what happened to me. The way I look at life now is totally different. As my health is on the mend, my mental journey begins. Pray for me for real. Thank you, God, for waking me up today. And then she immediately shared Proverbs 31. Um, Proverbs 31 is she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without the fear of the future. So, why this matters? So, on the surface, this statement was just like raw vulnerability, raw vulnerability. You know, like on a spiritual level, it was showing a path from trauma for reflection, hopefully to empowerment. So when she says, um, I can't even really talk, I'm so weak. That's what was showing the vulnerability. It was universal mind forcing her to silence. It was initiation, it was an invitation for Tamar to be still. And the lesson was she needs to heal her relationship with her voice and use her words for healing and not chaos. Because at the end of the day, really, how many people think of Tamar for her music, or as opposed to she's always in the middle of some type of controversy, you know. So then she goes on to say, I almost died Sunday. That's a near death experience. On a spiritual level, that is a wake up call. It was prioritizing the life force with purpose. And the lesson in that was like, universal mind will interrupt the unconscious living that you're doing, and hopefully spark conscious living. All right. She goes on to say, I was found in a pool of blood. Baby, that's deep. That's deep. Blood is life force. Being in blood drained energy from drama or chaos. And in that pool of blood, it's like we got to preserve our energy. We got to preserve our energies. So when she goes on to talk about the physical injuries, a fractured nose, lost teeth, difficulty with mobility, on a spiritual level, baby, let's break that down. Like your nose breathes, it's the breath of life, it's direction. Your nose, it's and as a singer, it's what you need to support your voice is your nose. Teeth. And it wasn't just the teeth, it was the number of teeth. She said 4 teeth. She said 4 teeth. And that right there was something else. Because we all know, when I do these readings, you all know that the number 4 is the number of stability, of boundaries, of structure, of foundational support, of security and power. Four teeth was knocked out her mouth. It was like the foundations were pulled out from under her. And let me say this before I go any further, and y'all, please, I am not trying to victim shame nobody. All right, I am not trying to victim shame nobody. I'm just saying that these are the when that statement was released, it would not leave me. It would not leave me. So, her teeth. Teeth are power. We take bites out of life. Teeth help support the voice. And like I said, teeth are the ability to bite into life. And as a vocalist, as a singer, it's how she comes forward. So this statement, the statement that she gave, It seemed like everything that Tamar identifies at, everything that she holds to who she is as a vocalist, all of that was being pulled away from her. All of that was being pulled away from her. Girl, and to me, and listen, I do not know this woman personally. I do not have a dog in the fight. Listen, I love some reality TV just like everybody else, but I know how to keep it in perspective and what have you. Every time I see Tamar, I don't see her doing anything uplifting. I don't. I don't. I see her constantly playing this victim over and over and over again. And again, and the thing is that she's got this gift and she could really be a superstar, but her insatiable need for attention, I mean, that is symptomatic of deeper a deeper spiritual deficiency. That is symptomatic of some type of unresolved trauma. So with the blood, with the nose, with the teeth, I mean, this to me was universal mind saying, baby, rebuild your voice and your expression, evolve from this drama driven to truth driven energy. She said she had lack of memory. I don't even know what happened. On a spiritual level, the sleepwalking, the unconscious movement, this autopilot energy, on a spiritual level, it's like, wake up. Wake up from this unconscious cycle and reclaim your agency. I don't think that, at this point in the game, I don't even believe that Tamar even knows that she is a drama mama. I don't think that Tamar even really comprehends that on an energetic level, she brings in all of the chaos around her. So she then goes on to write, as my health is on the mend, my mental journey begins. Right then and right there, we were talking about a mental and spiritual realignment, conscious intention, and hopefully, she understands that healing is physical. Healing just isn't physical. It's spiritual. It's energetic. All right. She then goes on to say, thank you, God, for waking me up today. She showed gratitude and faith. She was aligning with higher guidance, with divine acknowledgement. Let me see what we got in the chat. All right. Wow, I had no idea. Understandable. No, I don't think she sees it. Yeah, Anna. I thought I was the only. Oh, no, Miss Jones. We there, Mama. We there. So, it was that four. It was that four that would not let me go. It was that four that would not let me go. And I need to find one more card. And if I don't, we're just going to have to go without it. But, again, that number four, you know what? She lost 4 teeth. She had this incident right there. That is a tower. Mr. Michaels, here's your tower moment. This was a tower moment right now. This was a sudden disruption. This was the voice or the instrument that was shaken. Spirit shake, universal mind shook her instrument, forcing like an authentic expression over some ego-driven drama. We got that. Next, I was pulling out strength. This was inner power. And once again, let me say this, you all. This is all if what she claims happened. Because the sad thing is that when it comes to Tamar, you don't know. Because for me, what I thought was so strange was that none of the other Braxtons said anything about it. There was no, oh, hey, y'all, prayers for my young sister Tamar. There was none of that. And if this indeed really did happen, if this indeed really did happen, um, she has caused so much disruption within her family unit that there was no support for her outside of that, and that is really sad. That is really sad. Um, the next one was going to be strength. You know, as a vocalist, she requires control. She requires resilience and even limitations. They teach as a singer, they teach you mastery for any kind of soulful expression. You know, so um, right here we had death, transformation, an ego death, hopefully a rebirth. This card right here was representative of a physical disruption forcing artistic evolution. Her ego drive, her ego driven performances have got to stop giving, she's got to stop doing it and start giving way to more authentic artistry. So I wanted to get all of these cards. You know what? I needed justice. I didn't get my justice card. I wanted those 4 cards to represent the 4 teeth that she lost. And like I said, that number 4, the blood, all of that, it would not let me go. And again, I do not like talking about pop things. Listen, if I wanted to garner a lot of views, I could come out here and do readings on Trump and shit like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But because this one, again, on the spiritual level, it would not let me go. And because it is so close to the culture, I needed to come out. I needed to come out and talk about that. Her her injuries, the teeth, the nose, those hit those hit directly because her voice is her instrument. Universal Mind was saying, can you still express your truth when the tools that we were giving, when they feel compromised, when they're compromised? And the thing is that true artistry is not just physical. It is a soulful authenticity and a resonance. Let me say this to y'all. Tina Turner, one of my favorite singers. Macy Gray, one of my favorite singers. Billie Holiday, one of my favorite singers. Wait a minute, what's her face? The young girl, Amy Winehouse, I loved her. These were not women that you would say had beautiful voices, but yet there was something within their artistry that resonated. And that was because they didn't have to have the widest range, but every note that they sang it from their heart. Now, this incident that happened with Tamar, this is what Universal Mind was asking. Can you still call yourself an artist, Tamar? After we gave you these gifts and you chose to do them, you use them for chaos. Can you still call yourself an artist with your instrument being compromised? And the fact of the matter is, yes. I mean, listen, one of the greatest singers on the planet, Aretha Franklin, towards the end of her life, she didn't have a high note. She had a growl. But baby, when Riri sang, you felt it. Same with Whitney Houston. God rest her. Towards the end of her life, that beautiful spring-like voice, it was coming into a fuller, more grounded, mature, vocalese. But Whitney could still do it. I'm going to say this much. Whitney, on her worst day, was still a better singer than most singers are on their best day. All right? So, that was that. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this because I'm not getting up on Beyonce's internet and trying to victim shame anybody. This is not what I'm going to do. But once again, if you tuned into this live and you saw Tamar Braxton, you knew exactly who he was talking about. And I would venture to say that you did not come up on here because Tamar was a superstar. Mama has one CD and we still waiting for that next one. And according to her, she ain't gonna release it. All right. But the point that I'm trying to make is that we all know Tamar for the girl that causes drama, but she can carry a tune. And that's really a shame because she could have easily had become just as prolific as her older sister Tony. So I'm gonna say this: if if Tamar is lying, if Tamar is lying, I'm gonna say this: false claims carry energetic consequences. Lying, lying about loss, or lying about trauma, that shit misaligns the throat chakra. It attracts exposure, it attracts drama, and it attracts correction. And like I can't find my justice, but like tower is exposure. Justice is accountability. Strength is resilience. And death is forced transformation. That's all I'm gonna say. When she did the this thing with Tamar was more than teeth. It was more than the nose and stuff like that. This was really about her voice, her presence, her authenticity, and her navigating disruptions. And Universal Mind, it will definitely test us through limitations, through loss, and through public scrutiny. Tamar's challenge right now, it reminds us. It reminds us that peace is the stage, and your voice is your power, and your authenticity is your art. So, with that being said, ask yourself this: where in your life are you bleeding energy into drama? Where in your life are you sleepwalking instead of fully singing your truth? Step into your voice. Step into your presence. Step into your power. Because that's where all the magic lives. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's all in there. And it all comes through in this beautiful thing called authenticity. So I just wanted to come out here and say that because, again, this thing with Tamar and Funky Dineva, it's just taken over. And again, when you get two people that deal with chaos and drama, this was bound to happen. But it is what it is. Let me look at the. Hey, Josh Stark. Anna Mez she was like, yes, it sure does. Tisha said, yes, ma'am. Alex Oregon, greetings, Alex. Greetings, welcome to the chat. I wish my father wasn't the man I thought. Yeah. Everything comes to light. Yeah, it does, baby. Yeah, it does. And here it is, Anna. When it comes to your father, baby, if we're going to judge anybody, we got to judge them with compassion and not competition. Everybody is going through their own shit, baby. And I'm not saying that, I don't know why you said that, but I'm just saying that every human being has their own failings and mistakes. And, at a certain point, we gotta live with our consequences. That's it. That's all. And Anna, you deserved better. Let me leave it at that. You deserved better. All right, y'all. That's all I wanted to say. Anybody got anything in the chat they want to add? And I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And Anna, you know, the guilt that he carries will be with him for the rest of his life. I'm so sorry that happened. Mr. Stevens says, "Do I think that she will recover from this?" Um, you know, Michael, I'm gonna say this: when it comes to pop culture, when it comes to pop culture, there is always a brand new story every 12 seconds that will replace the one that captured our attention. Um, if anyone asks me, what would I tell Tamar? I would tell Tamar to start over. Start over. I would tell Tamar to start over. I would get Tamar off all public media. I would have Tamar doing the job. She needs a job. She needs a job. Being fabulous is not a job. And the thing is that for me, I believe that Tamar started getting high on her own supply. And so Tamar get a job. Tamar get back to basics. On the weekends, work with some producers, sing, you know, get back to using that voice. I would put her in a choir. She needs to be in a choir. She needs to get that ear back. And then you know, little by little, start dipping her toes. You can listen, darling. Like I said, your past is never your blueprint. Your past is never your blueprint for your future. You can always come back, but that's if you want to. That's if you want to come back. Listen, you guys, every moment that you're alive is a resurrection. Every moment that you have is an opportunity to be better than you were the moment before. That's it, that's all. Yes, being fabulous is not a job. If that was the case, I'd be a billionaire. Okay. All right, you all. Listen, thank you for coming in and letting me participate. Yeah, yep, yep. That was a mouthful. I will be coming on. Good night. Good night. Hey y'all, I'll be coming on tomorrow night to get you off together on your 5-day workflow. You know, get your mind together. I'll be back tomorrow night, all right? Anna thank you so much. Yes, Anna, Chicago here too. Chicago here too. Please, hey, if you haven't done so, please join the channel. All right. All right, y'all. Please like the video, do all that other stuff, you know, and listen, you don't have to be a fan of Tamar. I'm going to say this in conclusion. Being a celebrity, listen. Lisa, hi, Lisa. You're in Elwood Park. I am in the city. I'm on the north of the city. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, love. So I'm going to say this. The general public, we love to build people up so that we can tear them down and see them climb back up again. And the thing is that it is a very sadistic cycle that we do to celebrities. And celebrities, they do it to themselves as well. Because when a celebrity fails and rises up again on a subliminal level, it's very much one of those things like, if she can do it, so can I. If she can do it, so can I. One of the biggest ones was like Britney Spears, with everything that Britney was going through. And whether she conquered whatever it was or she did not. The fact of the matter was that when we looked at Britney Spears having her public meltdowns, at the very least, we were all grateful to have the problems we had, because we saw that. And honestly, ask yourselves this question: with what Britney Spears went through, shaving her head and all that, would you be able to come back? Would you be able to come back? Yeah, Anna, that was very sad to see. It was very sad to see. Nobody had Britney's back. But, she's still alive. I mean, the thing that still makes me sad is Whitney. She may not have had that voice, but she could still do it. And if she was still with us today, her and Amy Winehouse, what kind of music would we have? You know? Yeah, baby, the fact that you're here, Anna, that means you got a purpose, baby. The fact that you are here means you got a purpose. All right, y'all. Thank you for letting me do this. Thank you. Y'all stay in alignment. Stay blessed. All of that. All of that. All of that. And I'll be back tomorrow night. All right, y'all. Thank you.